Alright y'all, what's going on? With all this new information coming out about the David situation, people have been digging, finding new information. I came across this video alleging that David has more victims. So we're gonna watch this and see what they're talking about.
So it seems like David would regularly contact underage girls on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, presumably trying to groom them just like he did with Celeste. And the worst part is he tried to silence these people who tried to expose him, getting his label to take the stuff down and even trying to sue people. It's really dark and messed up. It really seems like David trying to sue him, getting his label to take the stuff down and even trying to sue people.
Bro, slow down. So people would come out talking about it, and he would go to the label and be like, bro, they saying I'm doing XYZ with underage girls, take it down, bro. Yeah, bro.
It's really dark and messed up. It really seems like David is a sicko. I mean, we kind of already knew that from the stuff he did to Celeste, which is absolutely just disgusting, but it just continues to get worse as more information is revealed. Let's just get into it. So firstly, let's talk about this guy called Enley, who knows David, has dropped music with him, but also has apparently been trying to expose him since 2023. So I'm gonna go through all this guy's tweets, and he also posted a video where he explained that he's been trying to expose David for messaging multiple underage girls, but stopped as his label and stuff were threatening to sue him and made him take it down.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a band, bro. I'm gonna keep it a band, bro. If you got music with the guy, bro, and you trying to expose him now, I'm looking at you crazy, bro. I'm looking at you crazy. Cause at the end of the day, bro, it's like, all right, bro. So like, bro, it just makes me think there had to have been a time where you knew about it, but you was cool because bro was signing checks or whatever the case may be.
So firstly, on the 17th September in 2025, which was on the day the identity of the girl was released, I think. So here is messages with James Buttigun with this Enley guy. He only adds underage girls, I know, right? I'm not joking either. There's another guy called Kanji. David only talks to a woman from the server. Oh bro, Simba, ha, yes, for real, wow. They're also usually 15 to 16 too. Now this was posted in 2023 when David was around 17, 18. So 15, 16, it's a bit of a gap, but you know, definitely not on the same level as being 20 and talking to a 13, 14.
Yeah, that's not as crazy, bro. I'm gonna keep it a band. That's not as crazy. He was 17, 18. All right, bro. That's weird, but it's not super like out of the ordinary.
What the F? David is a pedo. So again, that's multiple people from his Discord or people that knew him that know he's talking to kids. Enley then posted this. I screenshotted this story David posted in 2023. I found it ironic AF. Of course, they have to have kids, David. You like that, don't you? With a picture of David posting on his story.
Bro, what?
Now that I'm 18, I'm gonna need all the single mothers of 3 to hit my DM ASAP. You have to have 3 kids. Now I think this is just them taking a joke from David a bit too far.
No, that's kind of he frying, bro.
Oh, like he's just here saying he wants to date MILFs. Well, he clearly doesn't because he was of course talking to kids all the time. But I guess it's funny how he said you have to have 3 kids whilst he's clearly interested in kids. To be fair, this guy in the comments does have a good point. Pedos do tend to target women with kids. That is actually a very good point. Like I think there's a stat about it, but yeah, a lot of the time that people that do stuff to kids are actually family members.
It'd be single mothers too, bro. It'd be them single mothers because they don't got no man in their life to like, you know what I mean? If some shit really hits the fan to like beat somebody up or like hurt somebody.
So then he starts posting screenshots with Celeste, which I'm not even going to go through these because we all know that David, of course, groomed Celeste. In this video, I want to talk about the other victims of David. So, funnily enough, someone will try to actually kind of confront him because in this tweet he said he has no idea of what he was doing. So let me read you Enley's tweet, which he deleted. As you guys know, I used to be friends with David. We did songs together, were often associated with each other, etc. I just want to say from this day on, I will no longer associate myself with him and I have no idea of the disgusting things he was doing. So
okay, when was this tweet though? That's my question. Like, did he tweet that like this September or did he tweet that back then?
Sweeter and matcha guy. So you're saying you knew what he was doing, but now you're saying you didn't know what he was doing. But then Enley explains in his tweet, I deleted this tweet to not confuse people. Yes, I knew about the stuff from 2023, which is in reference to him messaging kids. However, most of it was brushed off, and even David himself reached out and said it wasn't true. Now, I honestly kind of understand him here.
No, I fully feel that, facts, bro, because like if your homie, if you hear some crazy stuff about your homie and he tells you it's not true, bro, you low-key gonna believe him, because that's the only person you know to listen to in that situation. Like, if he's not in contact with any, like, you know what I mean, with Celeste or anyone who knows her, bro, that's the only story he hears. So it's like, it'd be easy to just brush that off and be like, oh, okay, then, like, he said it wasn't true.
Because, you know, even though people are messaging him saying like, oh, David is talking to kids on Discord, what can he really do? Because it's just like word of mouth, unless he has hardcore evidence or stuff like that. I mean,
but at the same time, bro, it's like, I don't know, bro, if you're talking to kids, bro, this is how I feel. It's like, if you're talking to kids, like, in that kind of, like, in that context, that's one of those things that's like, you couldn't make that up about somebody who wasn't putting themselves in a situation that looked crazy. You feel me? It's like what need would like a 20 something, like 20-year-old man have dealing with a girl at like the age of Celeste at the time, or even at the time of, you know, but like there's no reason. They got no business, unless you're like one of them grown dudes who be like selling the geek bars to kids at high schools, bro. Like, and even that's super weird. So there's no like not weird reason to be having that connection or like having that relationship outside of like a mentorship, like school teacher vibe.
He did have pictures of Celeste, so he could have reported this to someone, but as Enley later explained, his team and label tried to sue him, or they forced him to take it down. I'll play the clip in a second once I get through all these tweets. So he starts posting more stuff of Celeste, then shows another example of David trying to sue someone for posting a picture of him and Celeste.
Bro, imagine like finding out like somebody that you deal with is on that timing, and you go to post that picture and you get an email from Interscope saying they about to sue you. I would lose so much faith in humanity at that point, bro. It's like, damn, that's crazy.
Now this is another screenshot from 2023 where it was mentioned that David was speaking to other minors. Now again, in 2023, David was around 17 and 18, so minors, you know, if they're 16, 17 and he's around that same age, it's not the end of the world. But let me actually see this picture. Nah bro, now you're only adding females. Facts, they're all kids too. Pedo David. He talks to blurred out all the time and she's 15. So if he was 17, 18, yeah, you probably shouldn't be talking to 15-year-olds. That's kind of weird, bro. So look,
that's a fact, bro. There's no reason, bro. There's no reason.
It's coming from multiple sources. Now if they're legit sources, it's questionable, but multiple people that were in his Discord saying he messages kids. Now it's kind of hard because these people of course aren't legitimate sources, so when this first came out in 2023, what can you really do? However, now with all the Celeste stuff coming out, it's kind of obvious that all those previous exposés were true. David had this to say about me in 2023, the first time I tried to bring the situation to light, with David calling this guy the most out of touch human on the planet. You know, some little gaslighting, probably the least of our concerns when he's out here grooming kids. So let me actually play you guys a whole video from Enley now. We explains that he did try to expose David, but his label kind of pressed him and forced him to get rid of everything. And at the time he was 16 himself, so he was scared as hell.
So obviously y'all have seen the current David situation. In this video I just want to address some stuff. Now a lot of people on Twitter are mad at me because in 2023 I tried to expose David for what he was doing at the time. And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was 13. I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls, underage girls, that had claimed David had messaged them or had, you know, relationships with them or, you know, doing inappropriate things with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, you know, I was having a lot of shit for it. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically they removed my song with David from, you know, streaming services because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is,
that's insane. That's insane. They really came for his career. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense how they silenced him. And it's crazy though. It's crazy that when he was exposing him, he was exposing him for like a completely different instance that was the same thing as what's going on now, or what went on whenever that body was, you know, like that woman, that child was murdered. Bro, like that's so crazy though. He really tried to expose it. He really tried to let the world know. And the legal team came after him, bro. And I can only imagine that the fans were just as brutal and just as like attacking of him for like saying such horrible things about their GOAT, because that's really how it is on the internet. Like, bro, there are certain people who are so loved by the people in general that if you say something about them, you'll really be cooked. Like, your career might just straight up be cooked by like the fans not messing with you because they have such a large fan base. And David is one of those artists. Was one of those artists.
That I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to get clout. You know, there's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, you know, no one else came out after that. So from my point of view, you guys need to understand that it did look like they were just claims. So a lot of people are asking me, why was I promoting a song in 2024 and 2025 that I had with David? It's because the claims that I had in 2023 were, you know, put on hold. It's as if they didn't exist. I had no idea. I was told that they were false by David and his legal team. So after the whole situation happened, I actually felt bad for, you know, spreading misinformation. I thought it was all fake. Obviously, with the stuff that's happened in the past 24 hours, I realized that, you know, they're now real, and some people have come out to me and told me that, you know, it was true. Not just that, but in 2023, when I made the claims, David's legal team did not want anyone to know that David was doing this type of stuff. So basically they blamed me and said that I was leaking music, but I wasn't leaking any music. They blamed me for leaking music. I was leaking the facts. So they just said that they're gonna blame me for leaking music. That's my punishment. My song is off. That's it. And you guys,
the industry is crazy, bro. They really lied and said this dude was leaking music. Probably affected his career in the worst way, bro. All because he was trying to do the right thing. But that's the life. That's life, bro. Like, the devil works, bro.
I need to understand that I felt terrible. I felt like I was gonna ruin his career out. You know, I felt like I was spreading misinformation for him. I felt disgusting, bro. I was like, I gave him claims that weren't true because from what it looked like to me, they weren't true. You know, they were cleared and everything. No one else came out after that. But then obviously now it's a different story. That's why I was promoting the songs in 2024, 2025. I was cool with him. I wasn't like, you know, friends with him and stuff, but I didn't have a problem with him. Little do I know that he hated me. He has me blocked on Twitter right now, and he's blocked me within the past 24 hours because I was not blocked prior to, you know, everything happening. And also, I just want to add that I live in Egypt. I don't live in the US. I can't go to NYPD. I can't go to LAPD. I can't get in touch with the FBI. The stuff that I had was just Discord messages, you know.
Bro, shout out to the Egyptian homies, bro.
Didn't have any solid evidence that he did it. But now, obviously, looking at it, it makes sense. So I just wanted to clear it up because a lot of people think I'm doing it for clout and I'm doing it for this and I'm doing it for that. I'm just doing it because I felt the time was right, and I've been sitting on this information, and I'm just glad it's out now. I also want y'all to know that I was 16. I was a kid. I was scared. You know, I didn't want any legal things to happen. I didn't want my family to get involved. I was a 16-year-old kid. I was petrified. But that's it, really. I just wanted to mention that I don't have anything to do with Celeste. I'm praying for her family. There's a GoFundMe link. It'll be in my comments. I'll try pin it. And at this time, we just need to pray for the best, and hopefully this dude gets what he deserves. And I'm so sorry for not speaking about this sooner. I was scared, and I'm doing what I can now.
Yeah, I don't understand why people are trying to blame this sleazy guy. Look, the best evidence he had was messages from random people on Discord. Like, you can't really do much with that. Even if you report it to the police, nothing will happen.
That's real, bro. Honestly, not after hearing his story, bro. I fully understand why he kept quiet, and he sat on the information that he had for so long, because I mean, at the end of the day, you can't do nothing against a legal team that's that funded, bro. You can't do nothing. You'll take it to you really take it to trial, bro, and lose your money, bro. And that's their tactic, bro. They know that you're not like they know that you're not doing as well as they are, so they could just throw money at the problem, bro, and silence you, bro.
Even if you post it on Twitter saying David is messaging kids, it's just not even going to be taken seriously because there's no solid evidence. And it's kind of a shame because you can't really do anything until something serious like this happens. And then you can be like, oh wait, he was actually doing that. But to me, what the craziest part about the situation is that people clearly knew. His label, his legal team made this guy take the posts down. So people in his camp knew this guy was messaging kids, or David, sorry. So Enley here tried to expose him, but his legal team or his label or just people in his camp, people close to him, made him take it down.
But I don't even think the lawyers could say. I don't even think the lawyers could say if he confessed or told him like, yeah, like I did that, but we can't have that out type shit. Like I'm pretty sure, unless it's brought up like and subpoenaed in a court case, I don't even think they could get into that for real.
So it's clear they knew of these allegations, and they didn't try to investigate them, forward them to his label, or ask David to stop doing this, or ask him what is he doing. Is this true? No, they just told him to take it down. So
the people I'm looking at really are the manager and the people in the label. Because at the end of the day, bro, the lawyers are there to defend David. They did their job. But, bro, the people I'm looking at crazy, like I said, bro, Interscope.
And that's the worst part. These people are now, I would say, responsible for Celeste's death. Because if you know David was messaging kids and you didn't do anything apart from try, mute, muffle, take down the allegations, then these people are responsible. Because if they took the claim seriously and David was like, damn, I'm actually being exposed for talking to kids, I need to stop talking to kids, he would have stopped contacting Celeste, and Celeste potentially would have not died. So these people on his team, on his label, on his legal team need to be investigated and potentially put forward as co-conspirators, I think it is. They helped David. They literally helped him. I won't say they helped him groom kids, but they cleared his name so he can go on and protect him. I think it is. They helped potentially put forward team on his label, on his legal team, need to be investigated and potentially put forward as co-conspirators, I think it is. They helped David. They literally helped him. I won't say they helped him groom kids, but
no, for sure, they definitely did help him get away with it, bro. And I think the label, bro, should be under investigation. His whole team, everybody, manager, bro, producers, anybody this dude ever worked with, bro, throw the book at him. Really, not everybody he ever worked with, but you feel what I'm saying. Anybody who was close enough to know this information, bro, for sure should get cooked.
Like Epstein. I don't know, it just makes me angry because no one took this seriously, even though there was rumors of this. If my boy got rumors he was messaging kids, you already know I'm asking him about it. I'm doing my own research. I'm asking people around him, and again, going back to Celeste. Celeste lived with him in LA. She had nowhere to go apart from back home, but she was a runaway. She was missing. And now the thing is, David, his house is rented out by his manager. Now maybe the manager doesn't live with him. Maybe the house is just rented by the manager. Maybe David just lives there on his own. But the thing is, he's very popular. He's got a lot of friends. He's got other streamers I know, because I saw like Sakura and Jason the Ween at his house, so he's clearly had a lot of people in and out of the house. So where was Celeste whilst all these people were in his house? Did they also know? Because we saw David's...
Bro, she was probably there chilling, bro. At the end of the day, like, if it's for example, bro, like, if she keeps to herself, and like, she just chilling in your room and all your homies are over, bro, it's like, shit, nobody would know. Nobody would know. And that's what I'm saying. It's like nobody would know.
Brother was taking Celeste backstage, so clearly David's family knew he had this little girl he was quote unquote dating. Again, it's not dating, it's grooming. So again, these people need to be held responsible for helping groom this child, because if they knew, they're almost as bad as David. Now, anyways,
I don't know about that. I mean, if they knew the details of the situation, for sure. I wouldn't say they're as bad, because like there was only one person who, you know what I mean, or not one person, but you know what I mean, that body was chopped up. You feel what I'm saying? But I would definitely say like they're to blame. They're definitely fucked up. You know what I mean?
Moving on from that stuff, because that actually made me really angry. It's crazy how many people knew and nothing was done. So this is a Reddit post. He texted multiple underage girls. So it's just messages this girl posted between her and David, but she captioned it saying, he followed me in 2023 when I was well under the age of 18, and these are our texts. I also remember one of his friends saying in a group chat I was in, saying all David follows his teen girls, somewhere along the lines of that. So there must be other victims. This guy in the comments said one of the old Discord screenshots were two guys chatting, and they said that David wouldn't add them back, but he followed his underage girl fans immediately. One of them made a teen catfish girl account, and David immediately followed his catfish account back.
That's crazy, bro. That's how you know, bro. The Reddit information, bro. the Reddit information when it comes to these conspiracy theories, that's where you're gonna get the best like I guess like testimonies for stuff like this, because like your face ain't attached to it. It's like basically anonymous, so it's like you ain't afraid, like, you know what I mean? The label can't come and silence you on Reddit. They could take it down. The legal team could for sure take it down, but they can't, like, you know what I mean, sue you or whatever.
This guy said, I would not be shocked if we find worse evidence with devices taken from both him and his manager. Yes, everyone knew. His manager definitely knew. His family definitely knew, or at least his brother knew. It's just so weird how many people knew and nothing was done. Now,
bro, the devices, bro, once they got the devices, it's cooked. It's cooked. It's so cooked. They got every text message, bro, every picture, bro, they got your location. That's a crazy thing that, like, that a lot of people don't know about the devices, bro. They got your location. If you share location to apps, bro, they be logging that shit. That's what, that app tracking shit, bro. They know everything going on your phone, everything going on damn near outside your phone, where you're going. Bro, like, the amount of information that these apps collect, bro, ain't nobody getting away with shit ever in the Big 25, bro.
Again, my biggest issue with this is I just don't understand why he's doing this. So first of all, why is he texting little girls, and then secondly, why is he killing them and chopping them up and dumping them like they're trash? Now look, I've actually been doing a lot of research into this, or into David, because I've just been really interested. It's not even for the videos, because the videos I just yap about the current information. I've just been really interested because I just don't understand why he would do this. He's famous, rich, he's pretty decent looking. So why? Well, I watched this video. It was a Spotify mini documentary, and he said he was homeschooled, which leads to me thinking he may have struggled socially. He said, I think he was homeschooled for high school, because he said none of his friends from middle school messaged him, or like they didn't contact him. So I'm presuming when he went into high school, he was homeschooled. I'm not sure how the US school system works. I'm presuming he was homeschooled for high school. So
that makes a lot of sense, and explains why he spent a lot of his adult life so far hanging out with girls who were in high school, because it's like he never got that high school experience. It's almost like Michael Jackson, bro, used to have them sleepovers with little kids, because when he was a little kid, he had to perform and practice every day, and he had to be in the studio every day. He had to be dancing every day. He couldn't go to like the playground. He couldn't hang out with kids his own age. He would just hang out with grown people. So it's like when he was a grown person, he just wanted to hang out with kids. I feel like it's got to be a similar thing with David. I'm sure the reason he was homeschooled was more so had to do with his talent, and like him being, like, no pun intended, but groomed into the artist we see today. But there's no telling how that affected his mental and who he is on the inside. And it would make a lot of sense that he really didn't develop past that point, bro. All his profile pictures are like Hello Kitty shit. He be talking about digging your butt all the time, all type of he's like a big kid damn near on his social media pages.
Means he didn't have good social skills with people his age, and probably didn't get to talk to many girls or at all his age. I think he actually said his first bits of music weren't even about real experiences with girls or real relationships. It was completely made up, and that music was made in 2022, so he didn't really have any experiences with girls around 2022. So let's say 2022 he's making music, and he said himself it's not about real experiences with real girls. Now that music starts blowing up 2022, and all these allegations, they're from 2023. So my guess is he's blown up in 2022, he's getting famous, whatever. Then with all this fame, he's got all these people, all these fans, and then now, I guess there could have been girls in 2022, or maybe he didn't get confident enough until 2023 to actually start reaching out to younger girls. Because the fact that he didn't have experience with girls his age, he may have gone for younger ones because he felt like they were easy targets, and as they were younger, they may have not had experience themselves.
And the thing is, like, the younger girls were fans of him. Like, that's the thing. The people who are fans of him aren't like, I mean, at least from what I saw when I went to the concert, it didn't look like too many grown people. It looked like mostly high school girls. You feel what I'm saying? High school guys too. Like, but it's like just a lot of people who look young, bro. Man, and that's probably why he was. I would say, in the fact that he's not sick and that's just not what he's into, which I don't think is the case based on where we're at with this situation. Yeah, it's probably just easier to go after women who he knows know of him and don't got much like life experience. But as far as the mental thing goes, my criminology standpoint, Money Mitch's criminology diagnosis is probably because he never got damn, I'm dying. But it's probably because he never got that experience of being in high school and like getting to talk to girls who were also in high school with you. He probably got stuck in that point in his life and like never saw past it. So when he got older, he almost like went back in time. You feel what I'm saying?
Which would have matched him because he doesn't have experience either. That's just my thought. I'm not sure if I'm just going crazy, I'm yapping, or I've got a point, but I think, you know, there's a reason these guys are called predators, because they go for easy targets. And especially with them being young, they're probably so impressed by his status and fame that he knew they would easily fall for him. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's a pretty good point. If you're struggling with women, you're going to go for easy targets. You're going to go for young girls who have no experience and are also not mentally developed yet to even know what's going on, that they're being groomed. So,
bro, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he was struggling. Dude's handsome enough. He could sing. He's very talented. I definitely think the dude's just sick, bro. I think he's just sick, bro. I think he's just sick. And I think he's sick. Like, I think he was born like that. And his experience affected it in such a way that, like, that's what the case. And he, like, strictly went after women who were, like, what did they say in the group chat? It was like 13 to 15. That's, like, middle school to high school age. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, bro. Like, that's the experience he never had.
That's my thoughts about the situation. It's clear David had multiple victims. He was abusing his power and fame to groom girls, and unfortunately Celeste was his victim, like his actual victim. Like, he messaged multiple girls, but I wouldn't say those were victims because I guess they didn't get to the stage of actually meeting in person, or maybe they did. Yeah, actually.
And that's the thing, we don't know any of that yet, bro. But we gonna figure it out soon. It's gonna come out soon.
I don't want to jump the gun and say he only messaged them. Maybe there was more young girls he met up with, done stuff with, and then dumped, but nobody came forward. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Like, there may have been multiple underage girls he was grooming and doing stuff with. Maybe it wasn't only Celeste. Maybe there was more girls. Like, not just text, like real life interactions. Yeah, I don't know. I just think once they arrest him, they start releasing information. The trial, oh my god, this is going to be insane. We're going to get so much information and we can finally see what was going on behind the scenes. How many victims, how many girls, why Celeste was killed. Yeah, this stuff's crazy. Like, and again, guys, I'm just going to wrap up the video here, but like, I want to say one more thing. This Celeste girl, she wasn't just killed. She was a little defenseless teen. Just turned a teen. She was like 13. She was like 14. She turned 15 after she died. She was a defenseless little girl in a different city, killed by a 20-year-old man that was grooming her. And not only that, he do you know how disgusting it is? He chopped her up into pieces like she was nothing. Literally like she was like a pig. Just...
No, that's insane. That's absolutely crazy, bro. Like, that's absolutely crazy. And it's insane that, like, people that see him doing it, like, grooming other women, or not women, children, before that, bruh. But it provides a lot of context to why he was moving that way and why he was going after what he was going after. And I'm excited. I mean, not excited, but I'm looking forward to seeing the case. Excited to see him behind bars. Excited to see him behind bars, but looking forward to the actual court trial, so the rest of the information can all come out, and it'll all really be brought to the light, like all other victims, and everything that's a question mark now will be answered.